You want to host your website online, but what is the best way to do it? Is it for the cheapest price, for the highest performance, or is it for the least amount of work? Well, according to WordPress, Hostinger and Bluehost are the most popular website hosting platforms in 2024. So now, which one is better? Well, there are a lot of things about these web hosting companies that most people don't realize. But I've done all the hard work for you. And in this video, I'm going to compare every aspect of Hostinger and Bluehost. And at the end, I'm going to reveal which hosting company is the best. So make sure to smash the like button because I'm going to compare all the pros and all the cons of both. And I'm going to offer a live example. Also, I'm going to share with you which platform we're using to host our product, the Carnivore Electrolytes, that's already made us over 6 figures last year. Now, if this is your first time building a website or an online store, most first-timers will use Bluehost because there are only 2 methods to build a professional online store or a website. People either use WordPress or they code the entire website from scratch. And with all the easy-to-use tools, how much you can customize, you can save hours of time and a lot of money by building your website with WordPress. It only takes few minutes, but here's where things get a little bit sketchy. On the WordPress site, they officially recommend Bluehost. But how did Bluehost get that spot in the first place? You might think it's just because Bluehost is the best hosting company, but the truth is that Bluehost paid to get that recommendation. Now, this doesn't mean that it is or it isn't better than Hostinger. Because there are some good features Bluehost does have over Hostinger that may make you want to go with them. So let's compare them. First, let's review the timing and performance. Research has shown that if a website takes more than 3 seconds to load, users tend to abandon it. For the entire Carnivore Electrolytes online store, Hostinger manages to load in just 2.1 seconds. This is because Hostinger uses Lightspeed technology for hosting, making sure that they have faster speeds. On the other hand, when we tested Bluehost, it took up to 4 seconds to load. This lower performance is because Bluehost still relies on Apache, which is an outdated technology that isn't fast enough for today's customers. You might wonder why they haven't upgraded. The truth is that Bluehost has gone through several CEO changes over the years. These changes have slowed down their progress, and as a result, their technology hasn't seen a meaningful update since 2017. On the other hand, Hostinger rolled out 4 major updates in March of 2024 alone. 4 updates in a single month compared to Bluehost's 7 years without even a single update. So Hostinger definitely ups Bluehost when it comes to timing and performance. Now let's analyze the storage, because storage is essential for your website's photos, text, videos, and other information that you're putting on there. Hostinger provides up to 100 gigabytes of storage space, while Bluehost offers only 10 gigabytes. This limited space from Bluehost can feel incredibly restrictive as your site and online business expands. It's also important to understand that websites don't operate with large physical files, but rather thousands of smaller files. So when it comes to the number of files each platform allows, Bluehost has a 200,000 file limit, whereas Hostinger offers 400,000 file limit. Once again, Hostinger has an advantage here in terms of storage capacity. But what about the most important thing? If you're like me, one huge deciding factor for what hosting company I'm going to use to build my online store is cost. Which one is cheaper? You don't want to overspend when hosting your new site, so it's important to compare their pricing plans fairly. If we look at their middle tier options, Hostinger first tier pricing comes in at $299 per month, translating to about $36 for the year. This is their promotional startup price. In comparison, Bluehost offers its first year at $2.95 per month, or $35 annually, making Bluehost slightly cheaper initially. So in terms of the initial cost, Bluehost is the winner here. And I do have the hookup with Hostinger. Travis has negotiated a discount with them for you. If you use the coupon code TRAVIS, you will get an extra 10% off, which makes Hostinger very inexpensive. So click the link in the description below and you'll get this page here, and we're going to click on claim deal from there, where you will save a lot of money, especially in the long run, which is what we need to compare next. Because if you're wanting to build a long-term online store like I want with Carnivore Electrolytes, or you want your website to live For cheapest price over time, you need to think about renewals, because after your initial term runs out, things are going to change. Most hosting providers offer low first-year prices, but they often raise their prices significantly in the second year, counting on users not noticing the auto-renewal. Typically, hosting companies increase prices by over 5 times the original amount. So let's compare Hostinger and Bluehost specifically. For Bluehost, the renewal fee jumps to $11.99 per month, or $143 per year. Hostinger's renewal fees, however, is $10.99 per month, or $131 per year. Clearly, Hostinger offers better long-term value. Plus, if you decide to opt in for a 4-year hosting plan from the beginning, you will pay even less in the long run, which is exactly what I would suggest. Because with our code, you get an additional 10% off at checkout. When you factor in 10% off for a 4-year plan, it is literally saving you hundreds of dollars. And when you pay for Hostinger, you're not just getting a website hosting like you are with so many other companies. Hostinger gives you everything: 100 websites, 100 gigabyte of storage, free domain, free email, and weekly backups. Plus, Hostinger has a 30-day money-back guarantee. It is a great option even if you want to just test and see if it's right for you. But between Bluehost and Hostinger, let's talk about the actual experience, because you can save money and you can have a faster site. If it's impossible for you to use and build, what is the point? So what about experience between the two platforms? When it comes to the experience of using each platform, Bluehost uses cPanel, which is the industry standard for managing auto installations, email, and technical settings. This can be a pro for users who have previous website experience, as they might already be familiar with this interface. However, cPanel is somewhat outdated and can be confusing for new website owners and online store builders. Hostinger, on the other hand, uses an updated itchpanel, which is more modern and it's a lot smoother and it's better organized, especially for those new to website creation. The streamlined interface makes building your site much easier and faster. On top of that, Hostinger is continually updating and improving its service. Although frequent updates might be confusing for some people, in my experience, these updates only make the service better and better. Setting up your site and managing files can be done directly within Hostinger, and its integrated WordPress dashboard, which means you don't have to navigate to a separate site for specific settings. Hostinger provides a really cohesive and user-friendly experience, and all the features we spoke about have been crucial. But there is still one incredible important thing we haven't gotten over yet, which is security. Both Hostinger and Bluehost provide strong security measures, including SSL certificates, 24/7 service monitoring, DDoS protection, and website backups. Backing up your website is crucial because if you accidentally change a setting or encounter a plugin issue, you need to have a backup to restore your site. Hostinger offers backups within every plan. This is available either weekly or daily, ensuring that you have options if something goes wrong. Bluehost, on the other hand, only provides one free backup per year. If anything happens to your site while using Bluehost, unfortunately, you might not have the necessary backup to restore your site. Now, site crashes might not happen often, but if it does happen, this is a complete headache to have to deal with. Backing up your site is so important if you accidentally change a setting or there's a problem with a plugin. You need a backup to reset your site just in case. Lastly is customer support. Hostinger offers 24/7 support via live chat in multiple languages, and you will receive super quick responses because Hostinger's support team is internally managed, giving them the authority to provide more specific and efficient solutions. But when you look at Bluehost, they actually outsource their support to overseas call centers to cut costs. Now, this outsourced support lacks access to internal files, making it harder for them to solve specific issues. As a result, if you choose Bluehost, you may spend hours on the phone when your business actually demands your attention. Now, Hostinger, by comparison, can resolve problems quickly and keep your online store functioning smoothly, allowing you to focus on your business instead. Tallying up the winners of each round, we have Hostinger as the clear winner. Now, from my years of e-commerce experience, Hostinger has changed the game. It's easy to use, reliable, and incredibly affordable. That's assuming that you get Hostingers using my discount code because I have the hookup with them. There's a link right here and down below in the description to get a discount when signing up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.